Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you guys are doing fine. A few days ago, Neversink released the Filterblade, and I want to take this opportunity to kind of share everything I know about the loot filter in Path of Exile 2. This is a very important tool for optimizing your gameplay, especially in the late game. In the background here, you will see that I am currently using my own filter, which is based on the Neversink template. I have, however, customized it with my own color scheme, my own sound effects, and if you like what you see, let's talk about how to set it up. As usual, the timestamps is in the description of this video if you want to skip ahead. I'll talk about why you should be using a loot filter at all, since some of you are on console, and if you have seen the patch, loot filter will also be coming to console as well, and you should definitely be using it. As you can see in the background, I just finished a really juice bridge. All the items on the ground here, if I hold Alt down, you can see that there are so many items that is on the ground that I don't want to pick up. I am purposely using a less strict filter for you to see, but there are just so many items on the ground, and if you don't have a loot filter, it's impossible to play. So essentially, the loot filter does two important things for you. It highlights the good items, and it hides all the bad and low value items that you don't want to pick up. So this is the single most important add-on for you to have in this game. So to talk about loot filters, I'll talk about it right now on the actual website, which is Filterblade. It is a tool that has been here since forever. It has been from PoE 1 all the way to PoE 2. It is an amazing tool, and I completely trust the developer of this website, even though it's a third-party tool. So you do see that I have linked it with my Path of Exile account. If you don't want to do that, we'll talk about how to install it offline later. But basically, it has pretty much all the settings that you want to have here. If you are obviously watching this video, you might be a beginner, so you don't really want to tingle too much with the settings. I kind of have it set up so that for regular leveling campaign, you want to be using the regular or semi-strict versions. The strict one will be for T1 to basically the endgame, and very strict is for endgame plus. And if you're doing really juicy content, I would do Uber strict and Uber plus strict, but that's for advanced player. So yeah, you can customize pretty much everything here. My personal loot filters have custom sound effects, color schemes, strictness, and let me showcase that. Alright, so here we are in the game, and this is the showcase for my winter theme casino sound effect, and this is for the divine orb drop. Alright, and here's the rest of the items. I have unique item that is worth something here, unique items that's not worth much, other form of currency, maps, chance orb, vow orb, all these items. This is a chance base, so stellar amulet can sell as a white item for a lot of currencies. It goes from 20 to 30x right now because it can be chance to get Atramentus. Some other currency items, white crafting base, gem cutter, waystone, breach, split belt, maps. And you can see that I have hidden a few items that I'm not picking up, like black smith whetstone, arcanist etcher, transmutation, augmentations. If I change the strictness here, so in here I have 3 levels of strictness. The first one is the leveling filter. This is meant for use in the campaign. It's not going to hide anything and pretty much only highlight stuff that is worth picking up. For early mapping is a filter that you should be using from tier 1 to basically tier 15 maps. And late game is for late games for tier 15, pretty much juice content like breach. Also, if you are not an advanced player, I would not recommend going into Uber Strix, even though I might make one for myself later, and I will share that in the Discord. And let me just quickly change to the early mapping. As you can see, some of these items are now shown instead of hidden. I also have filters for the normal sound effects. So this is mainly for console player because you cannot have the custom sound effect on console. So this is the normal sound effect for console player. So yeah, I'm sorry for console player, but you won't be able to use my custom casino sound. And that's pretty much everything. So now let's talk about how to set it up. And the first way to do it is an offline setup. This way you don't have to link your account to the Filterblade website, so it's completely offline. You can do so by joining my Discord server and then click on the loot filter channel link here. And in this channel, you would have access to pretty much all my loot filters. And in here, you will scroll down all the way down, you will see an updated message that have the compilations of all my PoE 2 filters, and I will be regularly updating this. These loot filters just have the filter file in there with the custom sound effects, so make sure that you download the whole thing. You just need to follow the steps here. So for step 1, you would go up and pick any filter that you like to download onto your computer. So for example, I would like to download the late game filter here. I would click on the loot filters, it will bring me here. I just need to click on downloads, which I already did, so I won't be doing it again. Then step 2, I'll move to the folder link here. You just need to copy this right here. And with the link copy, you can open up your folders or pretty much any folder on your computer, paste in this particular link. Press enter, it will bring you to the Path of Exile 2 folders on your computer, which I kind of delete all the filters just to show you how to set it up. From here, you would copy and paste or like bring over the loot filter folder that you download from Discord servers. And then you just need to make sure that you extract everything here. And it will look something like this. You want it to be all over on this main folder, but not inside any folder. So after that, you can delete this. Make sure that all the custom sound effect is here, the .filter file is here, and then you can open up the games and it should already be in your game. And just to show you how it looks in game, you would need to press escape, go to options, change to the game tab, and it should be in your item filters. All these blue filters, like I mentioned before, are the online filters, and if you're done correctly, you should be able to see a white text file here that says late games, and you just need to change to that. Press save, load successfully, and you should be good to go. And here's the second way to set up your filter by following a filter online. So in here, you can see my PoE profile here. If you click on this link, it should open up my item filters profile, which have all my filters here, as you can see. Make sure you choose the correct platform here. For example, this is PoE 2, and I have all the filters here for you if you're on console. Now, if you don't want to follow my filters, you can also go to the item filter ladders. And in here, you can see a lot of people that also make their own filter. Obviously, Neversink is the most popular one. For example, you can click on his profile, go to item filters, and you should be able to see all this kind of filter. And you just need to follow it. And then you should be able to see it in game. For example, I will just follow one of his PoE 2 filters. Hopefully, it's on here. Yep, so here, PoE 2, semi-strict. Let me just do a quick follow, and it should show up in-game for me. Once again, we are in the game, so let me just open my game and filter again, and you should be able to see that I am now having the semi-strict versions of Neversink filter in my game here, and it's a blue line, a blue text line. So it means that this is an online filters, and it does not come through the third-party websites of Filterblade, and it comes straight from the Path of Exile website, so it's completely safe this way. If you want to follow my online filter this way, you can do that as well. And it is the filter that I'm using, so you can be sure that I'm not hiding your mirror of Calandra. And finally, let's talk about how to customize my filter if you're into that. If you want to change the color themes, you want to change the sound effects and things like that. I have my Filterblade profile link in here, so all you need to do is you're going to click this, and it's going to open my Filterblade profile. So in here, basically you can use any of my filter as the base filter for you to customize. For example, I would pick the late game one here. Now, as a beginner, I definitely would suggest you to stay with the base default versions of the loot filter, as this is pretty good. However, if you want to show or hide any loot, you can do that in the Customize tab here. And then you would go into currency, pretty much change any of the currency here. You could also go into check any of the unique, change any of the style and things like that that you don't like. You can change all the background color here, border, text and things like that. You can hide, show, and see what is hidden on the filters. Chancing base are all here. For example, if you see an item in game and it doesn't look that good, you want to change it, you would go into the simulate, import item from PoE. You would paste the item here. Right now, I don't have any item copy, but for example, you would be able to see a single items that look like this. And from here, you could also change the background, change the border text. You could change the sound effects here. If you want to change all the items within the categories, you would go to the items, find it in the customizers. And in here, you can see that the Omen of Resurgence is actually in the same categories with a few more items, which you can choose to show or hide the whole categories. And all the settings you change here will affect the whole category, so it will stay uniform with each other. For the style, this is the global styles, the sounds, everything is in here. You can manage the sound effects by adding new sound, upload new sound file, and pretty much everything here. It can be done on here. Advanced settings, I would not recommend. And for the export section, basically you want to kind of save it as a new target, and you're going to save it as your own versions for you to customize. And you can do it here by clicking on more, save as. And so yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to know about customizations on here. It is highly customizable. The UI is great, so there's not much to really explain. A lot of the changes that you're going to do will come down to the trial and error, which I suggest you should link your account to Filterblade. That way that anytime you make change, you can export it online to the Path of Exile website, and you can see that change directly in-game instantly, almost instantly. And yeah, so that's pretty much everything I want to share about the loot filters. So I hope you enjoyed the loot filters that I kind of created. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. And that's going to be it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.